Hey, good morning. Yes, the mic is up. That's good. Good to know. Okay, so looking out at the Gina camera, and I see Kim just said 5.5 inches of rain in Gina. So you can see we're up at about 250 feet here. So we're right kind of at the base of the clouds, and you can see those clouds moving on from the right to the left, and rain has come to an end for the most part in the area, but it was quite a loud morning. And if you're ever interested, I have right now I don't have the Gina camera streaming. We'd had some hiccups, but we have the Alexandria camera streaming, and you can actually go back 12 hours. So like my sister-in-law sent me a message and said, hey, I saw this really cool lightning bolt, and of course this doesn't cover the whole sky, but she can go back and look and see if it caught it. Or, you can go back and see when the big line came through this morning, and you can see those storms and what they're doing. It's just one of those things that's out there. If you want to take a peek at that Cenla weather camera, or that central Cenla broadcasting camera, there we go. That one is streaming live on YouTube. Also, while I'm being so eloquent, the clinics, aren't they a great sponsor of mine? They're the featured sponsor this week, and you can visit them on the websites, theclinics.us. If you're looking for a primary care physician, give them a holler, and they will get you set up. All right, let's move on, and hopefully I will be less tongue-tied throughout the rest of the show here. Let's go to the other camera, the Alexandria camera. This is the one that I was actually looking at here on YouTube, trying to find that lightning strike. I failed miserably, but I told her she can go back and look, and anyone can. It's free to access. I mean, it's just sitting there on YouTube. So traffic this morning moving along nicely. We had 4.29 inches of rain at my house. The rain is over in Alexandria for today. I mean, I can't rule out like a sprinkle, but I think we're pretty much done. Nothing heavy. So temperatures very, very uniform across the area from 59 to 61 degrees. And your planner for today, I took rain out of the forecast. I mean, I left a 20% chance for extreme eastern parishes, but for here in Alexandria, you are out of the rain forecast right now. 62 at 10, 68 at 1, 69 degrees at 4, on our way to a high around 70. And here's what the last 3 hours of radar looks like. You can see now I can probably just go ahead and trim those rain chances out entirely, but we're going to leave just a little bitty one in should we see a few showers creep into the area. That was a nasty line of storms. In fact, in looking at the National Weather Service chat, I did see some damage down around Rain, which is, of course, south of our area. But to me, that looks like potential tornado damage down that way. So there was a little bit of instability that creeped up that far to the north. Fortunately for us, that instability didn't make it up here because this was an absolutely nasty-looking line of storms. Still brought some wind gusts of 40-plus miles per hour. And I looked around, about 1,000 customers still without power in the area. So we had some busy weather overnight. We've had a busy last couple of days. It started slowly. And of course, I will be fully transparent with my forecast every time because I know I'm wrong sometimes. But we started around 5 to 10. When it started slowly, peeled it back to about 4 to 8 inches with isolated higher totals. And I mean, this thing fits in perfectly here. So 7.5 in Kinder. These are estimates via the radar. So we look like most of the area ended up in that 4 to 8 inch range. I know down there around Stellies, they did that yesterday. So they're probably up closer to 10. So again, we said isolated higher totals. We see that in northwestern Sabine Parish and northern St. Landry. So just gives you an idea that we were going to see a big rain in the area. We all did get a good solid rainfall. In fact, I was actually texting with Mayor Rich Dupree from Pineville this morning, and it looks like Bulow got a good bit of water in it. So it's still not open for boat traffic or anything, but it is. This was a rain that went a long way to helping things out there. And we have more coming. Now, it doesn't look like a ton more, but I think that's okay after what we just saw. Future temperatures for today up around 70 degrees for a high. We should break some sun out of this as well. And then overnight tonight, we're looking at lower 50s, maybe some upper 40s up along I-20. But for our area, I think most of us stay in the 50s. Now, this is the HRRR high-resolution model. You can see the rain moving out. You can see also that little spoke of sprinkles down there. That's why I leave that 20 in there. If I put 0%, you know it's going to rain at your house, so I'm not going to do that to you. But look what happens here overnight. We're pretty calm and quiet, and then Friday, 4 p.m.-ish per this model, and I think this is probably going to happen. We get some scattered storms to pop up, and we could see some fairly decent storms out of this. Midnight, Friday night, Saturday morning, what have you. More rain coming coming through the area, and by about 7 o'clock Saturday morning, it gets out. So another half an inch to an inch of rain is going to fall. The severe outlook as of now, we don't even have a marginal risk. So the way it's looking, instability again remains pretty limited. We've taken a lot of that moisture out of the area, so it doesn't look like we have some crazy flooding event. But the rainfall outlook for tomorrow does show most of us getting another half an inch to inch. That's between tomorrow morning at 6 and Saturday morning at 6, and that should encompass that whole event. So, this is probably not going to cause more flooding issues in the area, but it is going to help to fill up some of these reservoirs that are still low. So I know the rivers took a good bit of water in here, but some of those reservoirs still a bit low. So looking at your 7-day forecast, rain chances, that is a Friday afternoon into Saturday morning chance. If you have plans Saturday afternoon, it looks like we are going to clear things out there and see some sunshine. Pretty nice day. Cold front comes through though, 42 degrees to start off Sunday. You'll need a jacket as you head out the door to church. 58 on Sunday for the high, and then we're going to be in the 60s next week. Now, beyond this all, it looks like we are going to see above normal temperatures continuing February 2nd to the 8th. I know there's a lot of chatter about like a mid-month cold outbreak, and I'm watching that. But for now, in the reasonable distance that we can forecast here, it looks pretty warm to start off February. And I think after we get about a 5, maybe 6-day dry period, that window of around February 4th or 5th could bring another round of rainfall. So February 2nd to the 8th, we end up with a forecast showing that we are above normal on those rain chances, above normal on what we think is actually going to fall. So we've entered into a pretty wet pattern, obviously. It looks like we're going to see more rain coming. And as long as we can do this kind of systematically and not get 10 inches in 4 hours or something, this is still a good thing. I did check the drought monitor because it updates on Thursdays, but it only goes through Tuesday on the rain it collects because they have to put all that data in and figure stuff out. So we are still in that D4, but I think given what we have here, we're going to see that knocked down probably a category or 2 next week, at least across most of the area where we did see 4 to 8 inches of rainfall and isolated higher totals. Well, that's it for today. I'm not going to have as much to stare at on the phone all day with all this weather moving through, but it does look like, again, another round of storms tomorrow night. So if you do have plans for Friday evening, you're going to want to plan ahead for that. I'm going to get out of here. I will pull up the full screen, put on the music, see if we have any cool little questions out there, and I will answer those, and I will see you back here tomorrow.